Hi everyone, hi beautiful souls. I wanted to check in again with you in a new video, this time for the next full moon that is taking place tomorrow at 8:17 a.m. in the morning in Central European time, and this time in the zodiac sign of the Virgin at 27 degrees of Virgo. And yes, as usual, a full moon is a moment of manifestation, right? The seeds that we sowed at the new moon, so the last new moon was in Pisces, for example, are now giving their fruits. We see the first results of our intentions, and they are here, they are in the full light in the sky under the full moon, and we might only understand now actually what the purpose and the meaning of this moon cycle that started with the new moon in Pisces is all about. And right now that we notice it, it could have a totally different meaning, right? Now that we are seeing it in full light. So we can ask ourselves if it's really what we expected, if it's really what we wanted when we wrote down our intentions, and if we are still in the same mindset. And so, in the sign of Virgo, when we talk about Virgo, there are three words that really come to my mind that are humility, perfection, and significance. Those three words are the holy trinity of the Virgo archetype, if we can say. At first, those terms can ring some cold and rigid bells somehow. They can seem really rigid when we hear them, but when we consider them from the right perspective, if we can use the word right, we discover that those qualities are real catalysts for our growth. And in the zodiac, the archetype of the Virgin comes right after the Leo archetype. So the zodiac, right, is an entire circular process. It's always going on, and our soul is incarnating through each archetype on and on to experience different lives and different characteristics, different purposes. And when in when coming to Virgo, our soul comes to this archetype for a good reason. It comes just after Leo, as I said, and our inner lion, in all its creativity, its desire of self-actualization, its ego development, this need to be seen, right? Needs somehow to be calmed down and to be tamed in order to evolve further, in order for our soul to evolve further. The reason is that the first 5 signs of the zodiac are dedicated primarily to the development of our own unique light, our own unique persona, let's say. So it starts with Aries, right? The zodiac year actually will start soon with the season of Aries at the end of the week with the spring equinox. And Aries pushes us to be independent and fight for ourselves. Then comes Taurus, that helps us define and satisfy our basic needs, our resources, the management of our energy, and so on. Gemini then comes after Taurus, and it allows us to discover and understand, interact with the outer world. Then comes the fourth one, Cancer, which brings focus and understanding for our feelings and the world, our inner world, our emotions. And after Cancer, Leo comes and helps us to develop our ego and express our uniqueness without boundaries. And this issue with the boundaries, with the no limit side of the Leo, that can be an issue for the development of the soul at some point. So ruled by the sun, the soul fully in Leo may have some trouble understanding that it's not the center of the world, and that's why the archetype of the Virgin just after steps on stage, and it helps the animal to be tamed down a little bit, to calm down and be able to interact in a healthy way with others, to evolve, and to interact respectfully in society with others and without being too overwhelming or crossing others' boundaries. So Virgo is really here to allow this transition between the too much Leo side, where the ego, the development of the self reaches really its peak, right, without boundaries, as I said, and the Libra archetype after Virgo, where we meet the other individuals when we are really interacting with the world in harmony. So, in other words, the Virgin, by having the Virgin by its side, the lion knows when it's time to stop showing off and stop roaring. There's a time to express our ego, and there's also a time to realize that we are not alone on stage, and that we can cast a lot of shadow actually on others without letting them too much space, enough space. That's actually very well represented now that I just thought of it in the tarot cards. The card, the Strength. I don't know if you can see it. Maybe let's see if you can see it. Here we can see, right, those two archetypes, actually, the Leo and the woman here that are interacting with each other, and we can really see this woman that is trying to control, to tame the lion. And it's really this play between the two archetypes of Leo and Virgo that is very well represented in this card of the Strength in the tarot game of cards. So this is the role of the Virgo archetype here within each of us to purify and purify our ego and understand that everything doesn't turn around us, that we are not the center of the world, and we are not perfect. Above everything else, we are not perfect. That's what we have to understand, and that's how we learn humility. And in order to progress, to become better, we have to humble ourselves and accept the fact that in the end we are just one drop in the ocean of Pisces, right? One individual among billions of others on this planet, and we have to come to realize that as unique and special as we are not more special than anyone else. Everyone else is special too. And so in its desire for perfection, the energy of Virgo has a very honest and pragmatic energy. With Virgo, with the Virgo side of ourselves, we can really see what really is from a very objective point of view, and we can compare it to what could potentially be. So that's where we can really use analytical qualities, and it helps us understand what's good, what's wrong. It's really a discrimination of everything, like what is white, black, like putting everything in a box, in a category, right? And by doing this, Virgo is really trying to always look for improvements. It's the energy that always helps us work constantly more and meticulously, trying to always improve. And it's doing this, but only if all those this work that we are doing is of some help to others, if it has a meaning, if it's helping someone somehow. This is where the Virgo archetype really takes the role of the servant, right? The person that is at service to others and to the world. Whatever it is, if it's useful, if it can help someone, that's exactly how our Virgoan side will be at peace and happy somehow. So knowing that the next full moon, as I said, taking place tomorrow morning, is taking place in the sign of Virgo, we are really invited to sit down and activate this laser-like view of the world, those analytical qualities, and it invites us to have a really honest look at ourselves, especially to see what our qualities and our flaws are. If we It would be kind of a challenge to see if we have the courage actually to look at ourselves in the mirror and consider ourselves really as we are, without bias, without lying to ourselves, but also, and this is more difficult, without criticizing ourselves too much, because this is one of the dark side of Virgo, to be too critical and to demand too much from ourselves, but also from others, because it can never be enough, right? Because Virgo is trying to reach perfection, and we all know that perfection doesn't exist. And by always trying to reach perfection, always trying to improve, there's a dissatisfaction and a critic that can come really easily. And that's what we want to try to avoid. Also, this dark side of the Virgoan archetype. And yeah, so this kind of sorting out, this analysis, this purification of who we are right now, to access a better version of ourselves somehow, will really help us to realize our dreams in the end. And even if right now it seems really difficult and there are so many obstacles on the road of each of us regarding the current situation in the world, and at different levels in everyone's life, of course, the goal still is here to define all the requirements that can be necessary for us to reach this best version of ourselves that we would like to embody, right? And with this energy of Virgo, we have the occasion to not leave anything aside, to really have a really detailed and very clear picture of where we are heading and what we want. And by having a good knowledge of this roadmap, this path that we want to take, a clear image and picture of the mountain that we want to climb, the chances that it won't appear as scary as it seems at first, right? Because it's by taking small steps that we go further, little by little. And my invitation and what I use as a tool is really to make a list, for example, as long as it needs to be, of all the components, all the details that you want in your dream life. And it can contain everything, all the different milestones to get there, the people you might need to contact or that you might want to collaborate with, the books that you need to read, the place where you need to live or to visit, like anything that you think is necessary or helpful for you to reach your dream can be written down in this list. And Virgo, as an earth sign, we really help you shape and give a form to this vision that you have of of your future self that is perfect in your mind right now. And talking about dreams and visions, there's another thing that I want to approach with you, is that the moon, this full moon, will be in opposition to Neptune and the sun in Pisces. So it will also give us an even bigger opportunity to envision our future and design the role that we are here to play in this incarnation. It's an incredible opportunity for us to define how we can optimize our skills, shine our unique light, to give back somehow to the collective and participate in the evolution of the whole. And it's really um, the the signification of the polarity of Pisces and Virgo, right? They are in opposition in the zodiac circle. And Pisces, that is the infinite, the infinite magma, the ocean. The Pisces is everything, and we can't really define it, right? And this is the opposite that Virgo is bringing. It's this definition, this it's really showing that we are here, we are in a body, we are incarnated right now, our soul incarnated in at this point in time, in this place, and with this set of skills, and we are here to use those skills to fulfill one mission in this life. So it's really like the download of the of all the possibilities that we have in Pisces that are filtered somehow through our incarnation in this body, that is put at service through the Virgoan archetype. And the full moon in Virgo that takes place tomorrow is also forming a beautiful trine with the two other earth signs of the zodiac, with the North Node in Taurus and Pluto in Capricorn. So it makes a trine is a triangle between three signs of the same element. And the one that I'm talking about right now is Earth. It's between Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. And trine is a very positive configuration. The energy is flowing, and it's really giving us more fuel and more energy to trigger the things that we want to initiate, right? And what's happening right now in this configuration is that it will help us insert the future role that we are dreaming of, and the future role that we are envisioning for ourselves in the practical world and in the society for the Capricorn side, and while caring about our own needs and preserving our energy and resources for the Taurus side. And yeah, this is how the magic happens, right? It's by combining and synergizing the energies of all the archetypes of the zodiac that we can reach the deepest realization of ourselves and completely individuate at the end. So yeah, taking place in Virgo, the full moon is also ruled by Mercury, because Mercury is the ruler of Virgo, and Mercury is currently transiting the sign of Pisces too, and it's in conjunction with Jupiter. Jupiter is like the expansion. It's like the going further and envisioning always more, and it's the dreaming part also of Pisces together with Neptune. And so with Mercury up there, it's really, our mind is really expanding as never. We have the possibilities to download information like this directly from the source without real efforts. And our intuition is at its peak, really. Our dreams can be extremely symbolic and significant. At least I also observe it for myself at the moment. And it's quite striking, to be honest. Um, this again helps us to surrender to the infinite and the shapeless flow of creativity that is coming from Pisces, right? This image of the ocean, of the magma, of all the possibility of the universe that are coming, that are being downloaded in ourselves in order to embody at our own level with our own set of skills and to use it rightfully through the action of the Virgoan archetype in the new society that the new world is building right now. And yes, so that was basically everything I wanted to tell you in this video for the full moon, or not everything at least, but I did my best to share what I wanted to share here. And I wish you to let go for this full moon of everything that prevents you to embody the highest version of yourself, to align with the purpose of your soul. And I really invite you to listen to your dreams and to your intuition, because really all the planets that are transiting right now through the sign of Pisces, it's really a gift, and it's really a push forward for each of us to listen to the little voice, the inner voice that we have, and to let our creativity flow freely and effortlessly through us, and use this body, this beautiful body that we all have, to put this creativity at the service, and at the service of something higher and for the greater good, for the benefit for all. And yeah, I will finish here, and don't forget the mantras of Virgo that are humility, perfection, and significance. So meditate on those words, and I wish you a really beautiful full moon in Virgo. See you very soon.